Hello everyone, myself Dr. Dattatreya Sandam from Bhogavati Mahavidyalaya Kurukli. In previous two modules, we have learned about the principal instrumentation of mass spectrometer along with different types of ion formed in the mass spectrometer during ionization and fragmentation process. In connection with that, in this module 3rd on mass spectroscopy, we will discuss the rules of fragmentation and fragmentation pattern observed in case of alkane as well as alkene. You can go through the links for module 1st and module 2nd that are provided in the description of this module. The objective of this module is to study the rules of fragmentation such as nitrogen rule, Stevenson rule, even electron rule. Along with this, we will study the fragmentation occurs in alkene through allylic, phenylic and through rearrangement of gamma hydrogen when alkene contains gamma hydrogen in the structure. For the study of fragmentation pattern in a different classes of organic compound, it is necessary to understand the rules of fragmentation. So let's begin with rules of fragmentation. The fragmentation is nothing but the cleavage of bonds. So, in the fragmentation process, cleavage of either carbon-carbon bond, carbon-hydrogen bond, carbon-nitrogen bond occurs. The compound having same functional group or same class, they undergo unique fragmentation pattern, and that fragmentation pattern is used as fingerprint for qualitative identification of that compounds. Suppose we have butane and pentane. These compounds are belonging to alkane type. In these compounds, when fragmentation occurs, we get a number of peaks, but the peaks are separated by 14 mass unit. This is the uniqueness in the mass spectrum of butane and pentane. Whatever may be the structure of that compound, we always get the peaks separated by 14 mass unit. So in this way, the compounds with same functional group, same class, they undergo unique fragmentation pattern, and it depends upon some rules. The rules are: first rule, cleavage occurs at alkyl substituted carbon, that is at a branching point to give more stable carbocation. In case of branched compound, cleavage occurs at branching point. These are the examples. It will give a tertiary butyl cation which is more stable than any other cation because it is tertiary. The second rule is fragment likes double bond, arenes and allylic cation. They are stable one. They resist fragmentation. They try to resist the fragmentation because they are stable in nature. Next rule is even electron rule. Even electron pieces will undergo fragmentation to give cation and neutral molecule. It doesn't give two odd electron pieces. This is called as a even electron rule. Generally, in fragmentation, the neutral fragments such as carbon monoxide, ethene, water, ammonia, hydrogen sulfide, they are lost. The next most important rule is Stevenson rule. We know that fragmentation process occurs through either homolytic fusions or through heterolytic fusion, but there is a cleavage of bond. When fragmentation process occurs, then we get a radical and cation in such a way that the positive charge reside on a fragment that have low ionization potential. So in fragmentation process, the smaller fragment acquires a positive charge, whereas larger fragment acquires a radical. In this way, fragmentation process occurs. This is called as a Stevenson rule. The next most important rule is nitrogen rule. The compound with even number of nitrogen or compound lacking nitrogen always give molecular ion peak at even m by z value, that is even mass to charge value, and compound with odd nitrogen always give molecular ion peak at odd m by z value. This can be explained by taking some example. Ethene, methylamine and phenylhydrazine, these are the example, and when we look the molecular ion peak and its m by z value, then ethene m by z value is 26. In ethene nitrogen is absent. In methylamine m by z value is 31, whereas phenylhydrazine gives molecular ion peak at m by z value 108. Therefore, compound having even number of nitrogen and compound lacking nitrogen gives molecular ion peak at even m by z, whereas compound having odd number of nitrogen gives molecular ion peak at odd m by z value. These rules are used to study the fragmentation pattern in different class of organic compound. Let's see the fragmentation pattern observed in alkane. It has characteristics such as the fragmentation occurs at each and every carbon atom, and it gives a cluster of peaks or bunch of peaks separated by 14 mass unit. So in case of alkanes, each and every carbon-carbon bond is going to cleave with removal of CH2 group, and that CH2 group is nothing but a 14 mass unit value. Therefore, we get a bunch of peaks or cluster of peaks separated by 14 mass unit. The molecular ion peak is observed at m by z value equal to Cn H2n plus 2, or it is equal to 14n plus 2, where n is nothing but number of carbons. The branched chain alkane always give less intense peak than straight chain alkane. Why it is so? Because we know that the cleavage occurs at a branching point or at a alkyl substituted carbon. So in branched chain alkane, cleavage occurs radially than straight chain alkane. When cleavage occurs, it gives a stable carbocation. Therefore, the molecular ion of branched chain alkane converted into a stable carbocation very fast as compared to the straight chain alkane. Therefore, molecular ion in case of branched chain alkane is less stable as compared to the straight chain alkane. As stability of the molecular ion is less, therefore intensity of the molecular ion is less as compared to straight chain alkane. After ionization, fragmentation occurs in the alkane in such a way that it will give a radical and one carbocation. But out of the radical and carbocation, a smaller fragment generally having a positive charge, or positive charge resides on a smaller fragment and larger fragment have a radical or a single electron on it. Then the base peak in case of alkane is observed at m by z 43 or m by z 57, that is propyl or butyl cation. They are most abundant, most intense, therefore they give base peak in the alkane. Let's apply this rule to study the fragmentation pattern in hexane. Hexane has 5 carbon-carbon single bonds, and in ionization it gives a molecular ion with m by z value 86. In fragmentation, each and every carbon-carbon bond is going to cleave. Therefore, as there are 5 bonds, Using 5 different ways we can fragment the hexane molecule. So first way is cleavage of this bond. It will give a methyl cation and pentyl radical. It has M-Z value 15. The second way is this bond is going to cleave, that gives ethyl cation, M-Z value 29. And next way is in which we get propyl cation. In a fourth way we will get a butyl cation, and in last way we will get a pentyl cation. In this way we get the different peaks at M-Z value 15, M-Z value 29, M-Z value 43, M-Z value 57 and M-Z value 71. All these peaks are separated by 14 mass unit. Let's have a look on mass spectrum of hexane. So the mass spectrum of hexane look like this, in which the peak at M/Z 86 is nothing but the molecular ion peak, and the peak at M/Z value 57, it is due to the butyl cation, but it has more intensity, that's why it is a best peak, and all other peaks are observed separated by 14 mass unit. In addition to that, there is a loss of hydrogen in hexane occurs, and that gives a peaks at M/Z value 85, 55, 41, 27. So this is the mass spectrum of n-hexane, and in this way the fragmentation in a straight chain alkane occurs. Now turn towards the fragmentation pattern in branched chain alkane. The example is isobutane. This is isobutane, and ionization of isobutane gives a molecular ion peak at M/Z value 58. In a fragmentation, what happens? The carbon hydrogen bond is going to break and hydrogen is removed as a radical, and it will give a tertiary butyl cation having M/Z value 57 as a stable cation. This tertiary butyl cation again undergo fragmentation, and the fragmentation occurs in a two-way. In first way, carbon-carbon bond is going to cleave, in which C3H7 radical is removed, and it will give CH3 cation having M/Z value 15. And in second way, same bond is cleaved, but here instead of C3H7 radical, the CH3 radical is removed, and remaining part will be the cation, that is isobutyl cation having M/Z value 43. In this way, in case of branched chain alkane, fragmentation occurs. First of all, most stable carbocation is obtained, and from that carbocation different fragment ions are obtained by breaking of carbon-carbon bond. Let's go towards fragmentation in alkene. These are the characteristics of fragmentation of alkene. In alkene, we get more intense molecular ion peak as compared to molecular ion peak in alkane. The fragmentation generally occurs via either allylic cleavage or vinylic cleavage. After fragmentation, positive charge remains on a fragment having double bond. Allylic cleavage is most favorable because it involves resonance stabilized allylic carbocation, whereas vinylic cleavage is less favorable. Generally, in alkene, carbon and hydrogen rearrangements are occurred. That's why isomeric alkenes cannot be distinguished by using mass spectroscopy. Terminal alkene give a characteristic peak at M/Z value 41 due to allylic carbocation. Let's consider the fragmentation in 1-butene. Ionization occurs in 1-butene, in which pi electron is lost, and it will give a molecular ion having M/Z value 56. the molecular ion is represented like this, in which radical is written inside the partial bracket. It will help to understand how the vinylic and allylic cleavage occurs in 1-butene. This molecular ion undergo a cleavage, that is allylic or vinylic. First of all, see a vinylic cleavage. In vinylic cleavage, middle carbon-carbon bond is going to cleave and the transfer of electron occurs like this. This is the homolytic cleavage of carbon-carbon bond, and after vinylic cleavage, ethyl radical is eliminated and we get vinylic cation having M by Z value 27. It is least stable cation, therefore vinylic cleavage is least favorable. Now consider the allylic cleavage. In allylic cleavage, what happens? The terminal carbon-carbon bond is going to cleave through homolytic cleavage once again, and it will eliminate a methyl radical to form allylic carbocation having M by Z value 41. The allylic cation as compared to vinylic cation is more stable because of resonance, and it is more favorable fragmentation pattern observed in alkene. So fragmentation in 1-butene gives either vinylic cation or allylic cation, and ionization gives a molecular ion at M by Z value 56. Now have a look on mass spectrum of 1-butene. This is the mass spectrum of 1-butene. Molecular ion peak observed at M by Z 56 and base peak observed at M by Z 41. The peak at M by Z 41, it is a characteristic peak observed in terminal alkene, and 1-butene is nothing but the terminal alkene. It is a characteristic peak observed in terminal alkene. In addition to this vinylic and allylic cleavage, alkenes undergo fragmentation through a rearrangement that is called as a Mac-Lafferty rearrangement, and it is observed in alkenes having gamma hydrogen. What happens? The gamma hydrogen in the alkene is transferred from one carbon to another carbon, and it will form a Mac-Lafferty ion with the removal of small alkene molecules. Let us consider the example of this 1-hexene. 1-hexene has a gamma hydrogen which are shown by red and yellow color. This red colored gamma hydrogen is transferred from this carbon to carbon having double bond. So first of all, ionization occurs to form this type of molecular ion having M by Z value 98. Then gamma hydrogen is transferred from this carbon to CH2 radical like this, with the breaking of beta bond to form a Mac-Lafferty ion and a small molecule, that is 1-propene. So we get Mac-Lafferty ion after rearrangement having M by Z value 56. In this way, rearrangement ion is observed in case of alkene having gamma hydrogen. As we have gone through all fragmentation pattern observed in alkene, let me summarize this module. In this module, we have understand the rules of fragmentation, that is basically a nitrogen rule, Stevenson rule, and even electron rule. Furthermore, we have learned the fragmentation pattern observed in alkane, how the bonds are cleaved in straight chain as well as branched chain hydrocarbons. In addition to that, we have studied the fragmentation pattern observed in alkene. In alkene, there is allylic cleavage, vinylic cleavage. Also, the rearrangement of gamma hydrogen occurs to give Mac-Lafferty ion. So with this I am finishing up this module. If you have any doubt or a query, you can write a mail or you can just write in comment box. Thank you all.